This looks like Migo's ready, and Dillon is ready as well. It's IYL4 match, Murkwood Marsh, Migo 4-0 versus Dillon 2-2. So let's see if Migo can keep the streak alive and hit number 5 today, or if Dillon can be the upset. Alright, double blind, mid-timer, best of 5 match begins now. Manilker versus Argagarg. So this is a fight I play as Manilker a bunch. Surprisingly, Migo didn't go Quince if he thought Dillon would play Arg, but I don't know if he knew what he would do. So we'll see. If Migo loses a round, he's probably going to switch to Argagarg, or no, sorry, to Quince, because Quince is considered a favorite over Argagarg, and Migo's Quince is top notch. So starts with a Bone Cracker, gets hit by a 4 poke. So Arg is going to do his best to keep Manilker out. He knows that he can't really do a whole lot of damage to him in the early game without a big hand, so even if he lands a Black King or something, it's not going to do a whole lot. And Argagarg is kind of not susceptible to getting his hand destroyed by Manilker shenanigans, really. I like to joke that with Arg, a hand that has a single ace in it is a good hand. You just are very low variance in terms of converting your hand to damage and having any of that matter, because you can always just block. You can always just dodge and land throws. You can always just throw. Like, throw is a strong option if your opponent thinks you have Blowfish. So, yeah, Arg just needs an ace, and he's in business. Meanwhile, Manilker needs a lot of pieces. Blocking an attack early is pretty strong for Migo. Like I said, he's going to need a lot of cards to sustain an offense that can take down Argagarg's 85 health. His damage off throws outside of DSD is not that impressive. I mean, 28 off of throw ace is pretty solid. Tries to go for another Bone Cracker, gets hit by a Sparkling Bubble. It's going to do at least 8, considering Hexa Murkwood. King, so he pumps it. Actually, he's got a full combo here. King, Queen, the damage, 21 damage Arg combo. Looking at the discard pile, that's 2 Queens and 2 Kings gone already. 2 4s. He's done nothing but attack. And Manilker's at less than half health. And they have not been fast attacks. They were both 2 4 attacks and a King. So Migo sees an opportunity to maybe land a 3 poke to stuff an Arg throw or an Arg YOLO 5 poke or whatever. Very risky. If that was an ace block, this might just have been over for Migo. I will say, playing this from the Manilker side, I'm not really a fan. It is nice that you can power up for aces, though, that are throws. 3.6 gets beat by 3.4. Arg has that 0.4 normal attack speed. When Manilker first came out, he had a 0.4 speed normal attacks, and he just ate Blowfish Spikes on the end of that thing too. So here he goes. It doesn't matter how many cards he has. He's just going to power up for an ace. And if Migo can't find enough throw damage to win, he loses in 5 turns. So he's got to get a DSD mix-up going ASAP. Now the problem is, if Arg has a Joker, then the first part of that mix-up doesn't even function, and Dillon can just keep playing attacks into Manilker dodges until he runs out, and he might be able to... Yeah, does Migo even play Manilker anymore? No, he doesn't, apparently. Wow, and the overkill. So Argagarg, Dillon's Arg is going off to a really good start. That was a really quick match. Manilker down. So... Yeah, really strong aggro from Dillon. I like the hit confirms into bigger options, like the pokes into ace-ace, poke into queen, king into queen, really good. Yeah, let's play some Quince. So Dillon's starting hard and then grabbing a range shift. Amigo blocking the first attack from Dillon. Yeah, Quint's a 90 health character. He can wait a little bit to get his cards. Having your 2 truths get hit by a crash and flow, not really that bad for Quince either, because the card will go to the bottom of his deck. He can power up for it again later, and he draws a card anyway, which is what he planned to do that with 2 truths. He wants to draw cards, so it's kind of okay. And then maybe he'll draw the 2 later when it's more important, or just Arg is going to run out of counters before he can get rid of all of them. But also lets Quince pretty much freely play Flagstone Tax, considering how important it is for Arg to counter the 2s. Okay. Dillon shows that ace block down. So at a 12 card, like, Quince is probably going to start playing somewhat of a dodge throw range. I wonder if he has 7, because 7 throw is very, very oppressive against other grapplers, or not grapplers, slow grapplers, I like to say, like Geiger, DeGray, the characters that have the 0.8 speed. And with Quince here, he maybe wants to save his 7 throws, though, for a very special mix-up, which is during the Patriot Mirror turns. So during a Patriot Mirror turn, if he plays a 7 throw and a dodge, then the only card in Arkagarg's entire deck that can deal with that mix-up is a 7 throw itself, and it won't actually win combat. It'll just clash. It'll just get a throw tech. So it might be very oppressive. Patriot Mirror, wow, does not actually beat the 2-poke. So I wonder if that was even trying to hit a bubble shield or a throw. Like, I don't think you want to hit bubble shield, do you? So far, Dillon hasn't taken a single hit from Migo Hunter and has dealt, let's see, over the course of both matchups, 106 damage. Let's see if let's keep that counter going. We're at 106 right now. And let's keep it rolling. 2-poke hits a 10 throw. Does this confirm into Blowfish spikes? So we're at 110 damage now. Okay, Migo finally gets something in. So yeah, 110 damage this Arkagarg had dealt before finally getting a single blow. Alright, so here comes the positive spin. He's going to show the king. Arkagarg has a single 8 in the discard pile. So let's start the propaganda here. 2 truths comes out. I assume he's going to fish for a J and a K. Yeah, and a 10. And there's a Joker. They're not that useful against Arkagarg. So yeah, this is actually not that amazing. Okay, so it plays a ward, so that actually gets rid of one of his 7s. Which could be problematic, but showing the throw, or calling out throw with Flagstone Tax, I guess Quince doesn't really care. I think he just plays the king. But I could be wrong. Yeah, Yeah, why not? But he plays the dodge side. What the hell was that? That's... Do you even play Quince? Okay, okay. Oh, there we go. Yes, this is all part of his evil plan to dodge a gold burst. Pretty awesome. Alright, so Flagstone tax, he's gonna try and stop him from blocking, I imagine. But Crash and Flow comes out, and that's a weird place to Crash and Flow. But, yeah, I mean... Oh, another 7 goes down. So this means the mix-up normal won't be that valid. Like a 6 poke is still pretty strong for Quince in this matchup, but knowing that it won't convert for like 6-7 queen pump or whatever is pretty big. But he's got Patriot Mirror, so yeah, let's just do the 7 dodge. It's just too oppressive. It's literally Arg has to throw away a card to deal with this. This could just be a Righteous Seal. Oh, Patriot Mirror. Yeah, he's got cards. Just keep it up. So yeah, see if he has another 7. He hasn't had a chance to play 2 truths to recur 7s yet. Oh, he played the less honest one with the 9-throw dodge. But, you know, Argus played 2 7s, and therefore it's going to be tough for him to fight against that mix-up at all. And so now, maybe he's just preserving his 8s because he knows that he needs those in case he gets hit by a king spin. But this mirror chain is pretty devastating. And it gets the knockdown too, which is really important. It stops the damage going towards Quince. Does it again. Just dodge into 8. So that's 3 throws down. It's like almost, it's almost good because, you know, Dillon's bleeding the enemy throws out too a little bit, but of course Quince has throws on his queen and his king, so you're not going to run him out. Yet another reason why Arg has a hard time dealing with it. And now the K-spin could be lethal if Arg doesn't have a method for dealing with it. And I think Migo just plays it because there's no real threat of getting bursted out by anything big that Arg could do. And at the very least he'll draw a card, so... And any little love tap will allow him to go into another spin, so we'll see what he's got. Might not be anything juicy, it might be like a 5 poke or something bad. Oh, another queen. Bam. Takes him to 8. But can he show a card? A J, yeah. So the J is actually the safe play for Quince. It only loses 2 block. But he could opt for a mixed-up normal here, which Dillon might be able to ace block. 4 pokes, the 8 throw attempt. Very, very good. One of his only ways out there. For poke into ace ace, he's going to take 22 damage after the Hex of Murkwood. So Arg is not out of this. Quince has a J though, so he does have a way to deal block damage and start another spin, but you know you don't want to run into Bubble Shield this time, guys. Unlikely that Dillon has another ace, but Arggarg, you know, he always has them, even though there's 3 in the discard pile. He may also have another Joker, meaning he'll probably just attack. Hopefully something good too. But I see that situation as if my opponent's attacking like that. Oh, Truth Geyser undercuts the king, and that's going to be game 2. It's Amigo. But I think Dillon might have the second Joker there. Because poking recklessly against Quince. No, there's no way. If he had it, he would have played it on one of the on one of those dodges that Quince had. It would have stopped the vortex completely. Okay, so in this fight, Gloria has a similar scenario. She still has the 7th row, but she gets it more than Arg will, and she can recur it pretty easily if she draws the 7 of hearts. They're both super slow, so speeds are no longer really a thing that holds the character back, but I will say that Quince does a lot more damage than Gloria does. Oh, sleepy, sleepy. Yeah, Quince's damage is pretty high, and my advice to you guys playing against Gloria, I don't know, I tend to kind of have this character's number. But one of the things I do like to do, that's a good turn 1 play. Just get that J Hearts out there. Kind of test the Patriot Mirror or throw, but Quince didn't dodge, so that's all you really want as Gloria there. I've played the matchup a lot of like Midori versus Gloria, other characters versus Gloria, and what I notice is that you have to let her hurt herself. You have to let her spend good options, and get you guys both down to a manageable level of health, and then as long as you haven't spent anything useful, you can spend the rest of the end game just spamming face cards at her and blow her up. So, and that's what you do as Zane, right? Like, you can actually probably run her over with Zane. Just hit her like 3 times and she'll die. But with a character like Midori, I like to hang on to all my good stuff, because if I land a throw into 8 early game, I know that's just 4 heals away. And Midori likes to pace his combat wins. He likes to, you know, trickle them in, get them in every once in a while. But against a character like Gloria, who drags the fights out as much as possible, I like that really long ponytail on that throw animation there, guys. You just want to make sure that you have cards in your hand that can kill her when she gets low enough. You just don't want to spend some really good stuff in the early game and have it just wither away to her healing. Ooh. So there isn't really a lot to heal up here, but we'll see what kind of damage Dillon can get off. Yeah, there's no point, right? Don't worry about it. Just take your 1 damage. If you hit the overdose, then it's all worth it anyway. Return the card to hand, and then you can use your self-healing abilities to retrieve. Maybe he doesn't do it. Okay, he wants to keep his hand size strong. Quince does as well, and he does a 2 truce. All right. Okay. Another jack. Jokers come out. That is not a combat win, so he will not be playing Overdose, but not healing as well. Gloria cannot heal herself when she's knocked down. Oh, I do, don't I? Oh, it's kind of creepy, actually. Yeah, Dillon trying to get under Migo's skin. Plays the character that bleeds out the opponent's health, and then he plays the character that recovers his own, and then has the audacity to talk crap about that. Okay, so Quince plays a desperate king dodge. Must be one of the only ones in his hand, or the only one. Another Righteous Zeal comes out, and it also gets jokered. The Gloria draws. How many jacks is that? That's... Yeah, Gloria loves her jacks. Didn't play one that time, though. Interesting choice of throw. Or not choice to throw, really. But yeah, it's a pretty gnarly combo. So now Quince is getting to the point where he needs to start doing some damage, because he's going to die before he can get Gloria down. But if Dillon wants to kill Migo, he's only 8 hit points ahead, right? Unless he heals right now, which he will. So he's at 48, so like think of it this way. There's about 2 overdoses away from getting Quince killed. So if Quince can just sneak in a good 20 plus damage, it's going to make it really hard for Dillon to even deal with it. But he only had to do that at the end of the game. Like, he doesn't really have to... You don't have to do 70 damage to kill Gloria, is the idea. You can oftentimes do a lot less. Wow, 7th throw beats the K-spin. He's gonna get his card anyways, though. But he's probably gonna throw into like 7-6J or something. 7J5, yeah. And a 5 of hearts goes to discard pile, so getting those hearts out of his hand. And we'll take an OD. Quince will be at 10 health, and that means he just loses unless... Oh no, he heals! So Dillon didn't want to go for the checkmate there. I wonder why. Because he's confident that he's going to land another combat victory. Or that was just strictly a misplay. So I think that with the health being what it was, let's see, he'd have 42. Yeah, I don't think that Quince can do 32 damage off of a throw. So what you do is you just get him to 10 and then block and then do overdose. But he'll hit him with the king raw, and then OD. So it's the didn't opt to go for the checkmate, but maybe he just didn't see it, or he thought that maybe Quince could hit him really hard that next game. So now Dillon's up 2-1 in this set, and if he beats Migo, Migo tilting a bit. Sticking on Quince though. This could be Migo's first loss of the season. I think he'll still be tops in Murkwood. Oh no, he'll be tied with Three-Headed Monkey if he loses this. And has he had a match against Three-Headed Monkey? Yeah, he has. So he's beaten him in round 4. So he will still be the top of Murkwood, whether or not he wins this match. Okay, it's a little bit of down back here, so I approve. I think where Migo slipped up a bit is he got a little aggro with throws in the early game. And I think that you need to just wait. Just wait and build. You know, you just make sure that she throws you. That's kind of the idea. Yeah, see, this is too aggressive for me. I mean, Dillon can just attack, or he'll just... Yeah, it's like, alright. Take 7. We'll see how long that 7 actually lasts. But, I mean, maybe for Quince it's okay, because Quince starts the Vortex now, right? So, as long as he's got a hand that can long-term put the pressure on Gloria, then maybe it is okay. Because Quince is a pretty card-efficient guy as is. Oh, called out. Two into JJ. So you can heal the full after the... Oh no, just OD. Good lord. And just like that, we're close to a tie game. They have Royal Lances here. Do not see him on just yet. Gonna be totally honest, I haven't really done a lot of research on Royal Lance. He's a player who's been around for a long time, but I don't really know what characters he plays. Fortunately, we have a really great resource that Mystic Juicer created, where you can totally spy on your opponent with very little effort. Much less effort than if you had to play in a fighting game tournament or something, right? Ooh, Goldburst gets blocked. This is an LK404 no-no here. This is a card you save till the end game to establish checkmates and make sure that you can't lose. Especially against Quince, where you have the very, very strong 1.0 speed queen. Just very, very, very good. It's a good 5-poke. But again, he has to land the full chain here. The 5-6-7, 5-6 queen pump pump. And so yeah, I like this later in the game. I like this when Dillon's health is 40, you know, not when it's 70. But hey, you know, he's on the back foot here. That was almost half of her health, though. Oh, so it looks like me and Royal Lance play pretty much the same characters. Jaina, Midori, Manilker. Huh, okay. I guess I feel confident playing Midori against all of them. Like, I don't know if he's going to play Manilker against my Midori, but he could. It's a advantage fight for Midori, but it's really dangerous still. You know, you could just get your hand blown up and lose. Patriot Mirror hits a Sunbar Cage. So yeah, Gloria actually has an extra rank to deal with K-Spin, which is pretty interesting. But now if Quince rocks the 7-throw dodge mix-up, then it's guaranteed to hit. Or he could do the safe play, which is the 5-poke dodge. 5-poke dodge or 6-poke dodge, they both lead to lots of damage. 5-6-7J is a really strong combo. 6-poke, so he tries to beat the even block. And so if he has a 6-7 queen pump, nope, just 6J. Not as brutal as it could have been, but yeah, Quint's got his damage in now, so 70 to 16. Positive spin will show a king, and I don't know if he doesn't just play it with 70 health and no real fear of overdose. I mean, some Glorias, they'll do that though. Like, alright, well, I pretty much die in my next combat loss anyway, right? So might as well OD. Fountain of Light's gonna get dodged. I don't know if Quince has the damage to put her out just yet, but this is the time of day when you really wish you still had that Joker. Pick 7 goes to 9, and one more positive spin. No ace in Migo's hand. He might have... No, he would probably play the ace if he had it. K-spin's pretty good, and again, just 6 cards in hand. I think you just play it. Just make sure that she has the actual counter card. Yeah. Don't be cheeky. Just be honest. In the worst way. Kills come from Jack, Queen, and Ace. I don't think he has an Ace. Ace of Hearts goes in the dumpster, though. 2 HP remaining, and if Quince has Ace, he can... No, he doesn't. Yeah. Just J. Yeah, that's fine. So the Jack means that block is not okay. Yeah, this is pretty much a checkmate card. Play it. If she attacks faster than 2.6, you flip it. If she just blocks, she gets hit by the 2-chip from Truth Geyser and dies. So now we're going to get to a game 5. In less Joker, Nope. Okay. So let's see what Dillon does here. Just play Geiger, Dillon. Yes, there you go. Geiger is Quince's only bad matchup, I'd say, in the entire game. In the whole game. Quince is very, very much about 50-50s. Well, I guess he loses to Zane too, a little bit. Because he has no way of dealing with media attacks outside of Block Rider, Gold Burst, or something. But against Geiger, it's similar issues. If Geiger builds up and gets a Temporal Distortion turn, 2.4 speed J will checkmate everything that Quince could do from a knockdown position unless he plays Consent of the Governed, which loses to a King, or he Gold Bursts, which is, I mean, yeah, it's a combat win, but doesn't really get you out of the situation. But yeah, there are definitely situations where Quince can just lose with a full hand because he only has one ace or something. 2.0 speed Time Spiral Hurricane is pretty oppressive play against Quince as well. I guess he's gonna get back all the cards he has. Just try to keep up with Geiger a bit. There's an ace in the discard there, or from the deck there. So ace 7 or double Flagstone tax. Interesting choice. Oh wow, gives him the ace 7. Interesting. So that means that Dillon is okay with Quince having a 7th row. Which I don't know if I'm okay with him having that in a non-grappler versus Quince matchup. Both players just down backing for a little while. This is what you don't want to do against Geiger, is have the game be 90-90, and you guys are at 39 cards each. 10 card hands. But it's really hard to push buttons against Geiger. He's got the good king, he's got ace-ace obviously. But, you know, if you let him block and build. Like, I wonder if Migo is just gonna down back until Geiger pulls the trigger. They're kind of they're playing chicken right now. So 5-tech gets beat by a slow Time Spiral. And this could be 26 damage right here if he wants to just hit him. Which, yeah, you might as well. Just get him in. You'll get your aces back. Also, it puts 3 Time Spirals in the discard pile for R&D so we can find those kings. There's one. But he didn't search for it. He just had it. So now we're starting to see the throw speeds become important in this matchup. So Dillon opting to just do the reset throw to get the knockdown again. 7 throw just... It's a good matchup in a lot of plays, or it's a good play in every matchup. It's playing your fastest throw, but 10-10 again. Wow, Mystic Deadman throwing blows now. I mean, Dillon off to another convincing lead, 90-46. Oh, the wake up throw. So he hands Quince a Joker on 2 truths. And I guess he expects him to just play it. But no, he's going to save that for Temporal Distortion. Ouch, the sensation of being hit. It's unfamiliar to me. Positive spin will be a king. And looking at the discard pile, we got 2 7s in there. He tosses an 8 though. Gets rid of an 8 to find a 7? I don't quite know. Maybe he has more. I'm not quite sure what he's looking for. Maybe it's just time. And then you can kind of see what... Wow, that's so strange. I was gonna say maybe you just wanted to peek at what was coming up next. Yeah. But the V-trap never happened. No, Dillon just blocks. Block the J-spin, be safe. This is pretty big though. Quince is not losing anymore. He has a 2 truths on the table, and he's got a Joker in his hand. So he does have at least one way of dealing with Temporal Distortion, which is just play a Joker and stand up. Jack, Queen, King, Queen, 5. I guess we put a queen in both piles and separate the J and the K. Yeah, J5. Queen J5 is giving him tons of damage, so you gotta just give him the king, sadly. It could be that Dillon has more throws. Maybe he just decided not to play the 7 or 8 throw that he had in his hand. I mean, you could even play a 4 throw. That's how much... Wow, 7. Yeah, Geiger has 3 rings of throws that beat Quince's king, so he shouldn't really worry too much about it. Another Righteous Tumbler can take 24 here. If he's willing to go down on cards to 4. Tosses that king. Yeah, he's got another one. That would be why. Twice now. Temporal Distortion throw coming? Oh no. Oh no. This is not good. And if Migo has a 7 throw, this is pretty much lights out. Eight throw. He's gonna tech with science. And now Quince is down to 3 cards. So Temporal D is real. He's only got 1 ace in the discard pile, so I don't see any jacks or queens in the discard. And on an 8-card hand, I'm not entirely sure how many Dillon has. Okay, there's that gold burst from before. So now we got Consent of the Governed, and that will beat Times Power Hurricane and end the game immediately if he plays that or a J or a Queen or something like that. But Dillon still has the option to just play Cycloid, you know? 7 throw calls out the dodge. What was he trying to dodge? Migo 5-0.